Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Over this weekend, I was doing some analysis and basically back testing the signals that we were receiving from the harmonic scanner. And so, what I did is I took like the all the currency pairs that are currently listed there on the 15-minute chart. And what I wanted to do is actually back test the the Ninja bot strategy, the Ninja strategy against everything that we're getting from the web scanner. I know mainly the Ninja strategy was used for um, swipe trades, but I'm just curious to figure out, if how it actually works with just signals from the web scanner. So what I did is I grabbed all the different currency pairs. Figured out if they actually broke the entry price or if they didn't. And then I did some other little calculations here. You can ignore these. These are just pips pre-D, and you can ignore these or whatever. Entry points. The only places that give you two entry points are the sharp pattern, so you can ignore that as well. But what's the interesting piece is basically figuring out the amount of pips moved for that particular pattern, and using the ninja strategy, whether or not we would actually get our minimum. Well, for my sake, the minimum 10 pips for any kind of entry I go into, and how long it would actually take for me to get those minimum 10 pips. And what I was noticing on a lot of these is that they're relatively short time, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and at the longest, maybe closer to the 3 hour mark. But in any case, this is basically what I want to show you how we're setting things up. So what I would do, just in my back test, say for instance, if this is a sharp pattern. So with this particular sharp pattern, what I would do is say I would take the first entry and go down about 20 pips. And so this is why you have this line for 20 pips. And I'll say, okay, at the 20 pip mark, this is where I would enter the trade. And so it looks like I'll be entering the trade for this particular setup around 6:30 time frame. So at this point, I'm in the trade, and I'm using the Angel bot with the I guess with a 20 pip stop loss. And so as you can see, as it rolls through, we got 6:30 here, then it retraces, and although it retraces, it doesn't retrace the entire 20 pips. So it looks like I'm safe there. But once it gets out of this range and drops down, and mind you, this right here is my 10 pips. So it looks like I'll be hitting my 10 pips about 9 p.m. or 9 o'clock or whatever the time frame is on this chart. But as you can see, from entry at 6:30 all the way over to exiting out for at least the 10 pips, that's about 2 hours 45 minutes. And so we can actually try this with a different chart. Let's see, scan. Let me do the very first chart. So what I would do, I know, sorry, I mean, hopefully this isn't boring you guys, but the whole point of this is like maybe some other guys and gals can check this out this week and see how well this strategy would work just with the web scanner. I mean, not, and outside of just swipe trades. So what I would do, I would set this up again. My entry would be, I would enter the trade 20 pips above the entry. So from here to here, it should be about 20 pips. So I would enter the trade here around this point here. So that's at 15:45. And then literally in the next, so this little point right here, this is about 10 pips. So if I enter the trade here, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for you guys. So yeah, so if I enter the trade at this point and I only need to go about 10 pips, looks like I would have gotten my 10 pips within about maybe 30 minutes of entering the trade. No, it's 15 to 30 minutes between entering and trade. And then after that, we can do maybe that trailing stop loss, or we can do the, I guess, what do you call it, the fractional stop loss as well, and just ride this wave all the way down. And so let me know what you guys think. But again, this actually to actually back test all of these things and to see, the entire range of how many pips were moved per chart, and to see the ability that I can at least get 10 pips on all of these three. This it actually allows it made me happy. It made me happy. So there's one instance here where it didn't make the entry at all, so that's why I said I didn't get my 10 pips, but I would never enter this trade in the first place. And this one down here, this one ended. This chart ended at the close of last week, so I have no data, so I don't know if I would make it in the first place. So anyway, that's what I am thinking that I'm going to test this week. This seems like a pretty consistent and safe strategy. Again, I forget was it Michael has incorporated this mainly for swipe trades, and so I want to use this for any web scanner pattern that forms this week. So if you guys want to test, let me know how it works out. I'll be documenting this daily next week, and hopefully I can roll everything up for you guys at the end of next week to let you know how things came about. All right, talk to you later. Bye.